Hello and welcome back. This is Diana and you are watching Holistic Vibes. And don't mind my baby in the background. He's just at the door crying because he wants to come into the readings. I knew there was a card that was flipped over, but I couldn't see it. That's it. Okay. So somebody's on, sorry, I just got right into it. So these are essentially like daily readings, and just kind of reading the energy unfolding and allowing what needs to come through to come through. I'll throw some cards and we'll just kind of see what comes. If I'm guided to do a clearing, I will do a clearing. For those of you that don't know, I am an alchemist, an energy healer, and a seer. I transmute energy. It's kind of what I do. And it's the gifts that God has given me. I see what I see. I call it as I call it. Either the story will resonate or it will not resonate. If it does, take the matching pictures. See them, and you literally want to blow those pictures out into the universe. You can place them inside of a circular ball. You can put them inside of anything that you desire, right? And the thing is like you're then blowing it out and releasing it and allowing it to be processed. If you do not have a journal, I would suggest grabbing a journal because that's the way my messages go, right? You can always come back to this reading. And yeah, so that's the gist of it. I am consistently like posting like a lot more and am open to doing readings, hypnotherapy sessions, and full clearings. The website is below, and yeah, so we'll go with that and see what comes in, what you've been sitting in, what you've been trying to transmute. I'm not taking any of those. I don't take from the top when they just fall off, unless the guides say to take it. I don't. I like my cards to pop because it's not my energy. It's not me selecting. It's me allowing the divine to select for the reading, right? So that's the way I roll. And yeah, so I don't know. So somebody is activating their cosmic spark, their divine blueprint, which is blocking the lessons that you've had to learn in this life due to the lineage that you picked. It wasn't necessarily your karma to be broke or to be in lack or to be in poverty, but it was something that you needed to activate your clairaudience, right? It's like it's one of those things to where when you go through it's forged in fire. Thank you guys. You will not see what you're walking through until you are pushed to the brink, right? These cards are hard to read. Just FYI, there's a hologram on them, which is kind of ironic, but whatever. And somebody may be getting like light codes from Hathor. So if you don't know, like every time that you go outside into the sun, you're downloading light codes and DNA upgrades. So it's super important for at least 20 minutes a day to get in the light, to get in the sun and allow that upgrade to take place. So there is a so, okay, take what comes out. There's a unification of the possibility of the world becoming unified, right? Being a heart-centered consciousness. There is a negative program that is a false reality of oneness, right? Saying that we have to, because there's a big difference between what man and Babylon is trying to put out into the collective, versus like what we hold truth to the universal laws of possibility, right? And you as a creator are holding a vision of like what you desire, like the unification of the world to become. Where love is love, right? Where there's this like massive breakthrough of understanding that you can be in the world and not of the world, right? Just because somebody says one thing and says you have to accept it, like you can claim universal law where a man is a man and a woman is a woman. And like the collective that I read for is essentially like those that are going to be bringing in the rainbows, the true rainbows, not what the satanic people are trying to put out as a news of what a rainbow is. That's a false reality, right? And so like apparently there is also breakthroughs coming where you're understanding the virility of like your essence of your vibrational soul essence. I don't know. But there's harmony in that, right? Because it's literally activating your soul song where you're calling your collective and your like minds to you. I'm also hearing too, for those of you that do not have kids, and you are past age-bearing age, know that you will have kids that will be totally normal. And will be high vibrational beings. There's a reason why there was a delay in your ability to have children. Okay, I don't know, but they're saying it. Yemena is the golden opportunity. It says important doors are opening for you right now. Walk through them. Arakura, blooming. So cosmic, man. It says you are getting started. So have the patience with yourself and the process. Do not give up. Relationship harmony, Archangel Raguel. It says we angels are opening the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are being resolved now. Clairsentience, again, Archangel Raguel. It says notice your reoccurring physical and emotional feelings, and they are divine, signifying divine guidance and spreading your wings. It says do not hold back right now. Timing is perfect and you are ready to soar. And you know, I really think that that's like kind of the thing is like the collective as a whole is pivoting. It's like the vibration of the energy is very, very potent. And it's like those that have been dolo are going to be coupling. Those that have been manipulating energy will be seen. And who knows, maybe there is something happening within the collective consciousness currently in the current reality that is going to be seen on like a global stage where you are going to see essentially somebody show their ass, right? Like where you're going to see like the dark, sadistic individuals, and it's going to be so horribly obvious that like it's a setup of light, right? Or that they're attempting to dim the light or corrupt the light. And it's going to start happening more and more as a collective consciousness. It's kind of like see in vision the world that you desire, right? How do you live in truth on a day-to-day basis? Not saying that you're not going to backslide into old patterns, right? Old blueprints. But the truth is like when you correctively activate a new paradigm and a new blueprint and a new DNA coding, you actually can't even go back to the old. Right? Like the softness is just there. It's like they're showing me like the gentle warrior, right? Like anybody who knows Kuan Yin's energy, right? She's super, super divine feminine, super like Mother Mary. Like they all have like that same vibration. But if you piss them off, like you feel the vibration of Kali like come through and it just rolls heads, right? She essentially stands on the backs of those that are impeding divine. And it's almost like God's had enough of the BS, right? Like it's just done and done. So what else? I mean, because like this doesn't really sound like a daily message. It sounds more like a monthly or current energy check. Like what do you want me? What do you need to say with these cards? What do you need to say with these cards? What's in here? What's that message that needs to come out? Anything else? So take a second and ground your energy. And I'm not taking that. Yeah, a rose kiss. It says a grand symphony, body and soul, and big love. There's a balancing of duality that's going to be happening where more and more people you're going to encounter are going to be in their masculine and in their feminine energy. And they're coming from a place of like wanting a better world. It's kind of like I had somebody in one of my groups long ago that said, I only want to work with good people. So if you know any good people, send them to me, right? And it's like, I think that's going to be what's going to be happening as we're progressing forward. It's kind of going to be it's not a request, it's a standard. It's going to be a divine standard of the way we're going to be operating in this world. By the way, this is considered an extended reading, so I will have an extended, and we'll just go through and see what comes out. I don't control the messages. They just come out, and I don't ask questions. I just kind of see what you need to hear, right? There is a higher intelligence that comes through that are my guides that I channel. And they come through that process. Well, they come through all of the process, really, is what they're saying. They're like, we're always here. We're never leaving. So wonderful. There's a systematic alignment that's not only happening within your body, like, okay, they're doing it again. They're showing me how, like, your vibration is a set. So you have your soul family, right? Those are the people that gave you the DNA that you have. You have another family that is essentially considered like a pod. Other people use pods in a negative tone, but it's not. It's like you're essentially like the same. A pod is considered like slivers of the same soul, right? So if you've ever read any sorry, because they're showing me Carla. Quo or Wanderer or any of that kind of stuff. You essentially like get there's 144,000 different aspects, is the way my guides have showed me, and of one soul spark. And so you essentially all incarnate as a pod, and then you are all essentially all overcoming the same lessons, right? Like you agree to come in this lifetime specifically to banish that for your higher self. And so that's part of the reason why sometimes there's the same messages or the same information that come through. It's like you're all working at the same thing together. That also goes for the oversoul of the collective, right? If you are coming through, and then there's different layers of that oversoul. And then there's the greater collective, right? Where the greater collective as a whole has to evolve. So those messages go to the generalized public. They go to everybody who is incarnated, and whoever can grab it and be in the clearest divine light of God's love essentially are the ones that get those messages. And so that's kind of the tier of the way the energy works in the incarnation of what they show me, right? I don't know. There has to be a relevancy to that. So I'm just kind of asking. Oh, okay, keep it that way. So there may have to be some compromise in an upcoming process. after you are releasing fear and anxiety, right? Somebody could be sitting in some sorrow. So how do we need to help them overcome that? What do they need to know, I should say? Yeah, somebody's in sorrow about missed opportunities and because there's judgment that's coming out, right? And so, like, again, you have to get back to the state of, like, this could be you, this could be somebody in your energy. It could be like giving you a heads up of what's coming to you, because there's some kind of a false gift after thinking there's conflict or competition, or impediment, right? And something happened with this new moon that was essentially the first moon of, it's not the first moon of Age of Aquarius, because Age of Aquarius has been unfolding for years, right? But it's more in a state of toddlerness in the grand scheme of the Golden Age, right? If you look at the layers of history. And so it's becoming more and more apparent, even at this stage, that the ones that are evolving, I think this is going to be a monthly message, you guys, in all honesty. And I don't know if I'm going to, I might just keep throwing cards. Because it's like an open stream. The stream is like completely open as a flash happens. It's great. Yeah, so something, something about like the way the greater collective is evolving is overriding what those that are asleep and in the stream of mass consciousness, like those that follow mass anything, they essentially don't have any power. It's like they're spell casting, or their impediments, or the gifts of those sirens that they've picked, right, to be the forerunners of whatever information they're trying to get out there, or those that have been easily manipulated or programmed, that started as light, but like they were impeded by money, right? So they essentially gave up their light, their essence, their soul fragment, right? So that they could gain wealth. And I don't know, there's some kind of irrelevance there for what's coming, to give you clarity, right? To give you understanding, to help you see whatever you need to see. I don't know. I don't know. They're saying that this, whatever card comes out, is in regards to like helping you. Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, so as you go through and you're working on your the angels are creating an invisible shield for you to help you have relationship harmony, because what's happening is for those of you that don't know, like I'm a big component of it, because honestly, like when I stopped drinking excessively, like I gained control of my body. Number one, because I am a channel, right? So entities are very easily, I'm an open vessel. And without connection to like the whom you're channeling, and until sovereignty is taken into place, it's essentially an open mind, right? For those of you that are completely sober and your third eye is fully open, go to a club. Look at the walls of a club. It's pretty alarming how many like sticky, dark, mucky energies and spirits are like glued to the club walls. It's crazy. And so like the true, well, okay, I don't know, it's for somebody out there. But in an invisible shield, like whoever's been like doubting or unsure of the fact that they have their sovereignty or that they're protected, whatever's happening in the knee, know that those chakras tend to get impeded quite easily if you have knee problem. So you want to put in like a bright yellow light and you want to amplify the rotations counterclockwise at an accelerated rate, and you essentially are blowing whatever is in the knee fully out of the knee, and you're allowing it to transmute, and you can call in these angelic help. If you don't know who your guides are, I can help you learn that. And who knows, at some point I might just do like a walkthrough of like how to walk you through, like at least getting your core group going. This message, it's like everything feels like so all over the place, and it also feels a little bit on the rushed side, which is interesting. So as your clairaudience comes into play, make sure that you are identifying if what you're speaking to is 100% of God's light, right? And it's very important, because if you state God's light, then nothing and no one, if it's in a lower vibration, can say yes. Like, it's impossible. Like, because energy is fluid, right? Time is the illusion. And so, like, energy can't lie. And so if you ask, like, does this voice belong to me? You're going to hear a clear no. And you're going to ask, like, is this of God's divine light? And if you hear a no, then you say, thank you for showing yourself to me. I'm going to put a yellow bubble around you. Or whatever color comes, whatever you need to offer that spirit, right? That energy. And you literally then call in your angelic guides. You can call in any archangel, they'll clear it. But if for those of you that are rocking with wings, you can call in any of your angelic team. Because if you have 2, 4, or 6 wings, you are given a special team. And not everybody has those. So heads up there. And so that's who I'm reading for, essentially. Like in this phase, I'm reading for somebody who is very tapped in. Like very tapped in. And they literally just said, oh, this is for the 33s. So I could have gotten that way earlier. That's great. Is there anything else that you want me to clarify, ask? Take time and kind of ground in your energy, right? They just said you want for the opportunity that's coming, or whatever's coming, to put you in your divine light even more so. I'm also picking up for those of you that have been on the struggle bus, right? Where you're like, yo, I've been living a godly life. I've been doing all of the things, right? Like, I've been not living to the tune of what other people say is godly, right? But I'm living my own path. And shit's still not going right. Right? It's still not falling into place. There's still resistance. And what you have to know is, like, there is there's always going to be dark, right? Until we fully, completely elevate the consciousness of the planet. And that's going to take a little while, right? Not this lifetime. Well, possibly this lifetime. We'll see what happens over the next 10 years, right? Because there is going to be massive shifts happening. So, okay, what are we talking about? The massive shifts? What do you want? You tell me. So we'll see what comes through, yeah? Oh, here. Somebody's going to be using herbs and sound for transmutation purposes. whoever's dealing with somebody who's indecision or some kind of a scavenger that happens to be retired, this is their turmoil. Essentially, it's coming into justice. Whatever they've been impeding for you, they have clear understanding that they fucked up. I don't know. You can take it as it is. It's like they're telling me. Somebody is going to start seeing ladybugs way earlier than your possibility. Somebody will be bringing you a dog, and that's going to be, they think it's going to be balancing their karma because of the impediments that they had or they tried to do. They had a vision of you having a daughter. And they're... Look at your Jupiter placements, right? Which is all about your expansion, right? It literally says expansion. That's what this puny offer is going to be. It's like, wait a minute, but I thought we were supposed to have a daughter, right? And if this is your past, like, yeah, it's some kind of an earth sign. Honestly, it's unlikely, and it's just same old shit. I would honestly say, like, thank you, no thank you, kick rocks. And that's just kind of... my own interpretation, because I always look at it like this, is like, if you were in a relationship and somebody chose somebody else, like, then you need to show value for self and say, fuck off. Because in truth, like, somebody who is divinely truly connected, they're not going to make that indecision, right? That's somebody who's operating out of their, negative vibration. And in truth, like, because we are stepping into this golden age, like, you should be a vibrational match to the desires in which you want to have outcome. And so if any way that you're settling for less or settling for what you do not deserve, like, then you're literally telling the universe, like, I don't want that. Like, I dream of having a $5 million house. But really, I only deserve 200 square foot, like, shack that I'm paying, like, $500 for, right? And so, just an example. And so, it's like, you are not your current environment, but you also have to identify, like, where your energy is pulling in old to you. Because the truth is it's like, at a certain point, like, the universe only speaks energy. And so your energy is telling it what you desire. So I would utilize the blue flame. If you can get really good and start throwing the blue flame completely around the earth, that's a really great exercise for you to start doing. Start with your block, then start with your county, then start with your state, then start with your country, right? And then work it around the earth. And that's really, like, a great exercise to start doing. Look at where Mars is in your planetary, in your houses, because that could be more than likely affecting, like, your personality, your self-expression, your sun energy, right? Your toxicity of the sun energy, and then, like, your accomplishments. It could very well, like, because the truth is like, the planets are all direct right now, right? And it's all about you setting in stone the cycles that you want completed and done, right? Allowing yourself time to, like, step into place of, like, what it is you desire. You've got the world on board twice, by the way, so it's super important for everybody. And then, like, understanding, like, where things had to be a catalyst to get you to here, right? Because you couldn't have gone through all the shit that you went through and gotten to this state of being. So as you unfold it, it's going to open up pathways for you to step into your divine abundance, into your destiny, of what it is. It's kind of like everything interlocks. And then once those puzzle pieces like kind of start falling into place, then it literally becomes what it needs to be. And it's kind of a desire for you to step into your abilities and your gifts, and no longer hiding yourself in fear of persecution or of what your family thinks, right? Like, you are a god in this body and you're having a human experience, and the sooner you align with that energy in your heart center, like, then you can help the collective raise into theirs, right? Like, we're all here to add a different aspect of healing to the greater collective good, right? We're not always going to resonate with everybody, but for those that we do resonate with, like, we're here to pick them up and take them with us, right? And so I think I'll just see what comes out. Yeah, your guys' call. Thank you. So Hilarion and Saint Germain might be the aces that you would like to work with. I personally, I love Hilarion's energy because it is very healing and it is very soothing and very masculine. I have a friend who has a very similar vibration to him. It's really funny. So whatever you are hoping for, your answer is yes. Honestly communicate, right? Through karmic releases and clarity, you are making your own path. And honor your empathetic self. Honor the way that you are processing energy, right? Because it's literally, you're healing by acknowledging. And so, like, just for those who are wondering, like, normally I would have stopped here and then, like, all of this would have been an extended. And it's not a massive extended, but I will be starting to do, like, clearings, tail end messages, and then just kind of getting more into the weeds in allowing things to kind of unfold, right? And then if there are gifts that need to come through or exercises of gifts, I will be adding those in also. So that's that. Is there anything else that you guys want me to add? I said no, that's it. Okay. And if this resonated with you, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Know I will be posting videos on a regular basis. I'm going to title this one New Moon, I think, because we're essentially still in that energy for the most part. And yeah, be well. Ciao.